Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm back for more. So, I've watched the second episode of season 2 of Luke Cage, straightened it out, and yeah, the title of the episode has a bunch of different meanings. The first one, and the most obvious one, is, Luke Cage, or rather Carl Lucas, having the need to get on the same page with his father, James Lucas, played, as I've mentioned previously, by Reggie Cathy, and also Mariah Dillard, having to set the record straight with her daughter, which we now know of. And her daughter also happens to be Tilda Johnson. Now, if you've read some of the comics, not necessarily just the Luke Cage comics, and you know that Tilda Johnson is actually the character called Nightshade. She's sort of she's kind of villainous, but she teams up with some of the heroes some of the time, but for her own selfish reasons. Nightshade uses a sort of poison to incapacitate her victims and take out key figures. That's just what she does. And she teamed up with Black Panther on a number of occasions. She first appeared on an issue of Captain America. She's been around, and she was supposed to be one of the main characters in Black Panther. She was supposed to be Eric Killmonger's girlfriend, but that was kind of changed around. So, in any case, I wonder if we'll get to see Tilda Johnson go down the path of villainy like her mother. I hope not, because she seemed a pretty decent girl, and she likes to help people. She gave that old woman a medicine free of charge, which is just out of pure generosity, I believe. And I hope she stays that way and doesn't turn over to the dark side. She can still be a version of Nightshade, but not necessarily a villainous one, just like Nakia from Black Panther in the comics became a supervillain called Malice, and in the movies that doesn't seem to be the case, but only time will tell in these sort of situations. So, just checking something. Anyway, overall I liked this episode. I didn't love it too much, but I enjoyed myself watching it. Definitely, it lets you know that these characters have a lot of problems that they need to solve. Definitely a lot of challenges they need to overcome. Like I mentioned with Luke Cage and his father, Tilda Johnson and her mother. Like Claire having fights with Luke. Shades really surprised me in this episode, where he just straight up shot one of his clients at point blank range, and even though he knows what the implications of doing something like that is gonna have, he still went ahead and did it because he said bad things about his girl. And now we all know what Shades is willing to do for Mariah, which is a very important thing about his character, because he's basically been a slime ball up to this point. He only looked out for himself, and yeah, I guess now he has a bit of a connection with someone. So that's that. What else? Oh, apparently, since I've forgotten to mention that in the last video, the Judas bullet doesn't work, or maybe it's defective or whatever. I don't know what. Maybe it is a case of Luke just becoming a lot stronger. I don't know how his physiologic makeup works, but I'm going to assume for now that he gets stronger, and just like a human body, developing certain immunities to diseases, I guess Luke's body, which operates on a completely different level because of what happened to him, he developed an immunity system for the Judas bullets, which is why the other guy, the cockroach person, had to use something a little bit more creative than the Judas bullet, and he used it to dislocate his shoulder, which just, I don't think Luke has ever had to deal with something like that, but it's good. I mean, that's just the problem with these characters that are super strong and invulnerable. It's just, the problem with these characters is, how do you write stories for these characters? Because these characters need to be challenged. That's one of the main problems that a lot of people have with Superman, because how do you fight someone like Superman? Well, answer, you make someone stronger than Superman, and Superman still has to take him out. It's still a challenge for him, and that sort of thing happened with Luke in this episode, and I assume is going to happen as the season moves forward, as we learn more about Bushmaster, and of course he learns more about Luke Cage along the way, and I guess he's kind of using Nightshade as one of the ways to make himself invulnerable. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what is what's Bushmaster's story in this version. I know that he's I'm not really familiar too much with this character in the comics. I know he's also a bit invulnerable, but that's about it. Maybe he does get his powers from voodoo magic or the Nightshade plant. Who knows? Maybe this season is going to be a sort of a backdoor for Brother Voodoo or Doctor Voodoo or just Voodoo. A very famous character from the 70s era of Marvel, who is very tightly connected to Doctor Strange, and he's also he interacted with Black Panther on a number of occasions. He's a very cool dude. Let's just call him that. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this episode. I'll see the next few episodes tomorrow, because it's a little late tonight. And I'll keep you guys informed with these little reviews. Maybe something good will actually come out of this. So thank you for listening to my ramblings, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Hello again, everybody. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, where I do all kinds of weird stuff, like showcase all these things, trailer reactions, movie reviews, all kinds of fun stuff. So, until next time, I'll see you guys next time.